You saw the thumbnail, you saw the title, so you know what we're about to do. Tonight, we are going to have a good conversation about Nicki Minaj and where we as Christians and those who are Black Christians, melanated Christians, land as it relates to Nicki Minaj and her, being on TPUSA stage this past week, her making some pretty serious declarations about the persecuted church and so forth like that. Like, what do we do with that? So anyway, I'm not going to be by myself, so y'all not going to only look at me. I got my good friend, my sister in Christ, Quisha in the building. How are you, lady?
What's up, Jay Witt? I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We're still celebrating.
I
We
see. I
still,
see.
got the spirit going on, the Christmas spirit.
I love it. Okay, so Quisha, real quick. This is off topic. We didn't plan on this. All right. What do you do the break between Christmas and New Year? What are you doing that time? Are you traveling? Are you just like cleaning up toys around the house? What are you doing?
So we we're like things have just slowed down. Like I typically I'm cleaning out stuff, I'm
Facts.
going
Okay.
through the kids' their drawers and really I'm making them do it because they're too big. I'm not gonna do that.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
So, having them gather their clothes, it just kind of slows down for us. It doesn't feel like so hustle and bustle,
For
it's
sure.
just kind of like, we just kind of take it easy.
I got you.
I'm not like super hard, like we got to clean, everything has to be clean by this time, but I do like to try to clean out some things, get my home prepared, my mind prepared for the new year,
Gosh.
yeah.
Y'all are like serious, man. Y'all
I
like
mean,
we just straight.
let me
We
not
still
make
in our
it seem like
pajamas.
it's
We
so.
still in our pajamas from
I
3 days ago.
promise. Look, I promise you, it's
You
not. I'm
serious?
not like, it's not like that. It's just, we just chill. We laid back.
I think you're judging me. You're judging me because
What
I'm
y'all
still.
doing over
You're
there?
judging. Wearing our pajamas, doing good to get out the house.
Yeah,
Doing
see,
good.
from here, it's pajamas. You know how we
Right.
doing this. It's pajamas on down. No, I'm just kidding.
We're gonna call it I'm gonna call it the content creator mullet. So it's
Okay.
business up top. You don't want to know down below. There you go.
Okay.
All right. Well,
That's
thank you so
funny.
much for coming in tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Not a problem. So I wanted to talk about Nicki Minaj, and she got the she
Yeah.
got the she got the Bliggity Blacks really in a quandary. She got the Bliggity Blacks really
The
messed up.
biggities.
The Bliggities, they messed up about her. So
Yeah.
I got two videos I want to look at,
Okay.
but I want to hear what are your thoughts just overall, because you've been out here in these YouTube suburbs just like me. I'm sure you've heard and seen people commenting about it. What is your opinion about one Nicki Minaj?
Okay, so I used to be in the music industry and I
For
was
sure.
a Christian, I had just gotten saved, like for real.
Okay.
Like I grew
Okay.
up in church, but I had like really understood and had an encounter with Christ. And so I'm 19, 20 years old, moved to New York City from Connecticut. And my spiritual father, I remember he was like, all right, now don't go over there and lose your mind. Like, don't act like you don't know,
Right. Right.
And I'm like, no, I'm good. And I am so grateful to God that I had that before I moved, because I honestly don't know, what my life would have been like had not I had that legit anchor, because I saw a lot of crazy stuff. There's a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
temptation to um to make it big. I mean, I wanted
Yeah.
to be a singer my whole entire life. I had my Grammy speech written when I was 12. I knew I was going to be a singer. I was that girl. And it's the only thing I ever wanted to do. And so when I got there, some conflicts, really started to pull me in different direct, not really down the road, but it was an internal struggle. And I used to cry. Like, I've never shared this publicly, I don't think,
Uh
but I
oh.
used to cry in my little apartment, um because I struggled with people telling me that I needed to do, Christian music, and
Right.
because I was a Christian, and
Hmm.
I felt like my songs, they weren't yes, glorifying the Lord. It wasn't Christian music, but it wasn't like sexual or inappropriate for a Christian. And I was just really torn. And so I feel like if I would have had Christians coming in and telling me all the time, "You're going to hell if you don't make this music," blah, 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 blah. I was already like beating myself up. There was already a struggle there. And I feel like if I had people coming to me like, "Yeah," I think it would have been tough because I was already doing it to myself. Do you know what I'm
I got you.
saying?
No, it makes perfect
So
sense.
yeah, so I feel like I don't know Nikki's journey. I don't know where she is, how serious this is, or I don't know any of that because we don't know her. And
Hmm.
I think if we give it enough time, I think we should just praise God for this declaration and sit back and see.
I like it.
See what happened. Let's look at the fruit as it's developing. Pray for her, you know, um, you keep her in your prayers because she's gonna encounter a lot of struggle
For
because
sure.
when you make such a declaration and the enemy, there's a spiritual side to all of this. You know what I
For sure.
mean?
No
When
question.
the
No
enemy
question.
sees like, oh, I lost a big one, there's going to be some spiritual attacks. And so we just pray that that she doesn't fold. And so that's why that discipleship and that the sanctification process is so important, because you need time to learn and really get rooted in what you believe. So when those times come where the enemy is testing you, where you do feel like you're shaky, you're
Hmm.
new, you think you can, here's something that I think a lot of Christians in industries like a music industry, you think that you can do both. You think you can have your toe dipped over in the music industry, in its how it is,
Hmm.
and it not affect you. I think a
Got it.
lot of artists think that, because a lot of artists come from church, come from Christian backgrounds.
Yep.
And so when they get over into that world, we underestimate the enemy's ability to tempt. And you
Yes.
think you can play his game, but baby, he been playing that game way longer than you, and he is much
Way
better
better.
at it. And you
Way
just,
better.
it's just you. It's hard to stay in the world, in that world, and truly be, you know, um, to keep your salvation. It's
Right.
tough.
No, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna drop the mic emojis. We want to hear your Grammy speech. Maybe. So I want everybody to
I
drop
wish I
mic
could remember.
emojis in the chat because no, we're gonna have to have a day where you come and share your Grammy speech.
I mean, I could probably make one up right off the top of my head
No,
because
we don't want you to do that. We don't want you to do that. We want it authentic.
oh
All
man, that'll
right.
be the most authentic.
So let's so one of the videos that I noticed is a lot of people now coming out saying that they're canceling Nicki Minaj.
Mm.
Canceling Nicki Minaj. Um, no longer rocking with her because she was on Turning Point's stage with Erica Kirk. And you know what? I'm going to take a short detour because I did summarize. Let me pull it up. I forgot. I had the summary of what she actually talked about when
Okay.
she was there. And I don't have it's not presentable, but I'm just going to breeze through it very quickly. Like, what did she actually talk about? So she did praise Donald Trump. Of course, we
Mhm.
said that. She says he's handsome and dashing. Okay, gotcha. She praised Vice President Vance. Um, After that, she called him an assassin. Okay, I got you there. Awkward word choice, I thought. She criticized Gavin Newsom. Then she talked about beauty standards. She
Mhm.
talked about not going back anymore, not backing down.
Mhm.
She highlighted the Christian faith. I'm sorry, let me back that up. She highlighted her Christian faith
Okay.
and the importance of praying for the persecuted Christians, especially in Nigeria. and wanting religious freedom all around. And then lastly, she kind of rounded the bases with telling the young people to think for themselves and to be proud of the fact that they can think for themselves and not allow people to box them in. All right, just from a quick summary, is there anything there, Quisha, that you say you could not at least give a hat tip to? Anything there?
I don't think so. Not generally speaking. No, I think I saw the speech. I think I saw the whole thing. I didn't see anything that was I think she was very careful with her words. You know, there were some
For
kind of
sure.
long, awkward pauses, but because I think she wanted to be very mindful and respectful, and I think that was appropriate because it's a new venue, it's a new arena, and you should do that. You should
Right.
be measured. You know, I think she did that well. But no, nothing ringing alarms.
So I'm wondering, and we're gonna look at, of course, somebody who's addressing all the pleas to cancel Nicki Minaj, which I think is so interesting. Like, it's wild that we, and when I say we, I'm talking about the black folk. We love to tell people that they can do this, that, and the third, but once they don't do what you want them to do, we quick to say something about canceling somebody. It is crazy work. So I want to just bring this in. It's a young man. It's a short, and he addresses this. I thought he did a great job at it. So let me bring it in, and here we go. Greenheart's in the chat when you can hear.
Well, would you look at that? Joe Budden says he's cutting off Nicki Minaj after she appears on stage with Erica Kirk at Turning Point USA's America Fest. Well, I'm not surprised. Black Americans need to realize that they have officially become the new slave masters. Only problem is most of their brains are too small to realize it. It's only the blacks and the liberals that not only want to censor your voice, but want to censor how you think. Let's be honest, nobody cares what Joe Budden thinks. But I feel like it's a good opportunity to teach the young blacks who the real enemies are. Us conservatives could be friends with anybody, but liberals could only be friends with liberals. It's a mental illness they suffer from, but we refuse to partake in that. They've been brainwashed for too long. I mean, they will literally disown you. I've had family members disown. I could probably count my black friends on one hand. I mean, the whole thing is a joke if you ask me. What you gonna cancel Nicki Minaj? You can't cancel anything. What power do you have? What do you own? You own anything? She gonna do better off without you. I mean, Joe says he's cutting her off not because she disrespected him, not because she said something wrong, but simply because she stood on stage at Amfest. I mean, what kind of racist shit is that? Black people can't stand next to white people and still be friends with you? Is that what you're saying? We gotta stop lying to ourselves. Because this ain't about no values or morals. This is about permission. See, in the black community, you gotta get approval from Jay-Z. If Jay-Z says it's okay, then all of a sudden everybody can do it. Because these idiots just follow anything that Jay-Z does. When did who you stand next to start mattering more than what you stand for? And why are grown adults okay with that rule? The same industry that says be yourself, be authentic, speak your truth, is the same industry that's going to turn on you the second your truth isn't pre-approved. It's got nothing to do with politics, man. Just say you don't like Nicki Minaj. I mean, half you idiots wear Jordans, and what did Jordan say? Republicans wear sneakers too. You're probably watching this video wearing some damn Jordans. You think she needs your money? You think Nicki Minaj needs the black dollar? Kanye is making all types of money overseas. Nicki can do the same thing. The world doesn't start and end with black America. You could be born and raised in America and never speak to a black person and live a perfect life. Happily ever after. Y'all don't matter. But anyway, it's getting late. I gotta get out of here. Wishing you all a Merry Christmas, especially Nicki Minaj. Feels good to be free, don't it? Let the rest of these niggas stay in chains.
All right. Besides the fact that editor Jason did not edit out a couple of words, I apologize about that. All right, where you at, Quisha? What do you think about that?
I think he's right. You know, he hits a lot of points. You know, living in New York, I used to joke with, you know, my friends and stuff who love Jay-Z. You know, I would, you know, and I would be like, you know, and, I mean, because I think Jay-Z is a decent rapper. There's a long history with Jay-Z and his, like, how he tried to get on and stuff like that, like, because he wasn't really that good, okay? He wasn't. And to me, Jay-Z, and I know this is like, you can't say this in the hip hop community, but to me, he was like, okay, he had some hot bars here and there. But like, and so I would joke with, you know, all he does is cough on the mic, you know, and I'm just like, like why? And so I'm like, Jay-Z is that guy in, you know, in the hip hop industry where he's the one to look up to.
Why?
And
I've
people
never understood
do.
that. I've never understood that.
I
Uh,
because it's basically like he's the guy who, went from the block and took it to the boardroom, basically. And they're like, yeah, that's what I want to do. And he did his big one or whatever. I mean, whatever. But he's not somebody to aspire to be, because
Right, right.
behind the scenes, a lot of times, like he's not the most for instance, Nicki Minaj right now is beefing with Jay-Z and Live Nation because or whatever the title, because he owes her money. But this is common, where people don't pay you, they don't honor their word, they don't honor their contract. It's just a bunch of foolishness. But in Black culture, none of that is paid attention to. None of that is it's excused. It's
Okay, okay.
condoned. Meg the Stallion, she can
Hmm.
go and twerk for Kamala, and I mean, it was just so ridiculous. But nobody canceled Megan the Stallion. Nobody wanted, none of the Bliggities wanted to cancel Megan.
Right, right.
And
Well, I, I think the problem is these are their claims for solidarity. Their claims for unity are not based in anything that is moral. That is not based on anything that is. I'm not going to say that they have to be in Christ, but they're not. They're not in anything eternal.
right.
It's literally just phantoms and dust. Like
Mhm.
they're for real, Joe Budden. Again, and tomorrow during my mega live stream, I'm gonna do a segment of just unpopular opinions. I honestly can probably tell you 2 Jay-Z songs. Maybe if you give me a running head start. I don't care about him. He
Yeah.
matters none to me. And I never knew that Joe Budden used to be a rapper. I did not even know that.
Really?
I didn't know that. I really didn't.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
I mean, I'm like, that shows how irrelevant you are though, Joe. Like I think we need to really take I'm taking a little small rabbit trail. I think we need to be really honest about our opinions. Like, I can't tell people to cancel Quisha. Like, who am I? Who am I? Like, come on, man. Take a sane estimate of yourself, man. Go do
Right.
something with your life. Now, Joe Budden, I'm not saying he doesn't have a good podcast. I'm not saying that Jay-Z doesn't have money. What I am saying, however, is your relevancy in life needs to really be considered. That's the end of my rabbit trail. But back to the blig. Oh, okay, you about to?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, and it's important who you look up to. Like,
Facts.
who you look up to matters. And so, people going around saying, oh, I can't get with Nicki anymore, because she simply, like, she hasn't done anything yet, like, after, right? But just by having a conversation with moral people that they are going to uplift the name of God. They are going to you know the contrast between Meg the Stallion being on stage with a
Mhm.
politician and Nicki Minaj, it's just completely different. Subject matter is different. Performance, what happened on stage, totally different. You have to be mindful who you look up to. And so it's like, okay, well, y'all aren't really their opinion doesn't matter to me, because they're not people that I would esteem to be like, because you don't exhibit qualities that are values that I think are good. You know
I
what I mean?
agree
So
1,000%.
I don't you matter not to me,
You
because
really don't. Your
your
opinion doesn't.
values suck. They just are
Right.
in the trash. They're garbage. Okay. I'm trying to be all politically correct, but your values suck. And so,
They're
no, I
garbage.
have
They're
no
hot trash.
desire to look up to you, because who are you?
And so, finishing that up, I think it's interesting. And I asked this question on the last live stream about Nicki Minaj. I said, can you show me a left leaning organization that promotes family, one man, one woman, married forever, creating little people, that foundationally believes that Christ should be honored in all that we say and do, making much of him in our daily lives. Can you show me an organization like that on the left? Because those are the values that I support. And if Nicki Minaj right now, thankfully, she's siding more with me. And we both side with TPUSA in that regard. Show me the left-leaning equivalent of that. Maybe we could have a conversation.
Right.
But there isn't one, because everything that the left supports is actually antithetical to what I believe is the most important things: family, marriage, children, Christ, the church, everything that the left stands on. Every plank of Kamala's platform stood in opposition to Christ. So why would I explain just because she may have done some songs that are vile? Absolutely. You're right. You're 100% correct. You're right. But you know what? There's not one left-leaning person singing songs that honor Christ that is actually that can do a comparison. So once you find that person, once you find that organization, let me know how it works out. So, but back to my last point is, at this moment, we're not end zone dancing like, oh yeah, the body of Christ got a W. No,
Right.
no, we're looking at it saying, okay, fine. Christ, you know what? Because Christ saves sinners. And
That part.
what you're saying by telling me that Nicki Minaj is, she uses drugs. She puts out pornographic music and dresses inappropriately and all that stuff. You know what you're telling me? You're telling me that Christ saves sinners. And it is his good pleasure to save sinners. So you're only telling me that she's a candidate for salvation. Wow. I guess you're not, but no, you're telling me that she's a candidate for salvation. And you know what? That's a great thing, because Christ saves sinners.
That's right. The Bible says it's the sick that need a physician, you know,
Right.
of
Not
course,
the healthy.
like, right. Of course, we all fall short of the glory of God. And people say this kind of stuff, but then when you see it happening in real life right before your eyes, they're not praying for her. They're not wishing the best for her. They're just, oh, how dare you? Because it's not really about what she's saying.
Right.
It's because she has a high melanin count, and she stood on the stage with conservatives. That's what, because none of this other stuff really matters. If she was saying the same things but said it with Democrats, they wouldn't even care, because for these people, look at it like this. The left, Black liberals, have gone around for decades telling us, oh, the white man is evil, he's racist, oh my God. But then you went and supported Joe Biden at like levels no one has ever even seen. Okay.
Yeah, come on.
So miss me with this whole, it's, the white man's bad. It's about who's a Republican and who's a Democrat.
That's all it is.
Black is not, it has nothing to, when people say, are you Black, or when they talk about being Black, it is not about your actual melanin, because obviously we're not even Black. Okay. We're brown. Okay. Right. So it's not. So what is Black really? Black is a political tool. It is a political creation by the left to, as a voting block at this point, because notice every time people want to take away your Black card or give you a Black card, typically it has something to do with how you vote, who you vote for, what sounds like, Blackness, being down, or being, it's a leftist ideology. As long as you're doing leftist thinking, you can be Black.
But see, they'll never take away your Black card because they're never taking away Black cards because people have single baby mamas. They're not taking away Black cards because you got a whole bunch of baby mamas out here, or you got a whole bunch of baby daddies. They don't take away Black cards because your lights are in your kids' names. They don't take away Black cards for that. They take away Black cards because you say, you know what? I think Trump is going to do a better job with the economy. Oh, they're pulling your Black card.
Oh yeah.
Come on, man. What grade are we in? I don't know at this moment. This sounds like some kindergarten stuff. But I want to bring in O'Shea Duke Jackson. And I thought he did a great job. And you can definitely tell me to stop wherever. He looked at some of these people who've been calling out Nicki Minaj. And it's funny because they all have a common theme, a little similarity as it relates to what happened with Kamala Harris back in November. They weren't saying the exact same thing. So let me bring in O'Shea real quick.
Minaj recently appeared.
Green
with
hearts in the
Erica
chat when
Kirk.
you can hear. Real quick, let me move us over here. Green hearts in the chat when you can hear. Let's go.
Nicki Minaj recently appeared with Erica Kirk at AmFest. And of course, a lot of people are talking about it in a very, very negative way. We've had Amber Rose respond. You've had Joe Budden respond.
What did Amber Rose say? What did Amber Rose say?
Oh, she said that she thought it was great that Nicki went and that she spoke and said what she said. She just defended her. She was like, it's nothing wrong with what she said. Like, and she has a right to say it.
Oh, why did he say she said, see, O'Shea, see, thank you so much.
I mean, that's what I heard. Maybe she said something else, but that's what I heard.
Okay, I'm like, okay.
Had D.L. Hughley respond, all
Fools.
negatively. And I believe all three of those people are on the left. But then what we had was a person who I thought wouldn't really respond to this because of her own personal issues, but she did. And that person was Lizzo.
So I'm getting texts like about Nicki, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I didn't even know. Then, I researched and saw what was going on. And I'm going to say it like this. Celebrities' opinions of other celebrities does not matter. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. So my opinion of her does not matter. But what I will tell you.
I'm going to go with that. I'm going to stop for a second. Shout out to Lizzo because she does look much healthier. But yeah, celebrities' opinions of celebrities, I agree. It don't matter. But I'm going to take it up another notch. People's opinions don't necessarily matter. Like, am I in good standing with Christ? Am I in right standing with the Lord? That's really it. Everything else we can figure out. We can knuckle it out in the front yard or in the back. But really, that's the most important thing, though. And I just want to read this real quick. Lizzo says she's not surprised by Nicki Minaj's stance, warns more disappointments are coming as Trump's term continues. There's money and privilege behind these moves. Do you want to jump in on that? Because she's gonna say it.
I mean, there's money and I think she would make more money if she would continue to do the music and stuff that she was doing. And what about Meg Thee Stallion and Beyonce and Oprah and all these people that made all this money with Kamala Harris's campaign that made them broke, spent over $1 billion or spent $1 billion plus, I think.
Yeah.
Was it $2 billion? No, I think
it was $1 billion plus.
Okay.
It was $1 billion plus.
I mean, come on. They were paying people like crazy. So miss me with this. Oh, I'm so I can't believe she's gonna make money. Whatever.
All right, because Lizzo ain't doing anything for free. I'm sure if we call Lizzo to come on this podcast, she ain't coming for free.
Is you're about to see an influx of people who see that it is more profitable and more beneficial to join that side. You're going to see it. It already started, and it's going to continue. This is his first year. This is Trump's first year as president. We got 3 more years of people who are going to surprise you. And it's...
I'm gonna stop for a second because I think what we're noticing is that the influence of entertainers and that class of people is diminishing. Is not as influential.
That's right.
People are not listening to D.L. Hughley, listening to Ricky Smiley, listening to Lizzo like they used to. Not saying that we actually listen to her much anyway, but I think they're realizing that their influence is diminishing, especially once they realize, once the great unwashed realizes that they're hired guns. If the right check came, Lizzo would be right there on AmFest stage 2. Tell the truth, shame the devil.
You think so?
I doubt it, and there's no way you can make me doubt it. If the check was big enough, you mean to tell me, let me make sure I got it right. Do you think if Lizzo was offered $10 million, she wouldn't be up there twerking on that stage next to Erica Kirk? $10 million.
I don't know.
20.
No. Well, okay, that would never happen. But
no, but I'm just saying. But I think we could all agree that you're starting to get my point. Like, yeah, there is a monetary level that somebody would probably. Yeah, you might. Yeah. Okay, it might do it.
Because
$10 million.
these people, they don't just believe casually about
Mhm.
politics.
Okay.
These people are truly, they are progressive. They
No, I
believe
got you.
this stuff a bit more than what they put on, what they
I'll
let
take it if
on.
I'm wrong. I will accept
I
being
mean,
wrong,
that's just my
but
opinion. I'm not saying that's just
I'll
what I
accept
think.
being wrong. But you do realize that she danced and jigged for Kamala Harris for only $3 million. If you,
Mhm.
I'm sorry, I just believe if somebody offered her enough. Now again, I could be wrong, so I'll accept that.
I
But all I
think they
wanted,
think about it long term because they're like, okay, if I'm gonna take this 10 million, but that's going to alienate me from, my audience who are over here, and I might make this 10 million today, which I gotta pay taxes on, but but down the road, you know what I mean? Like, is this really, am I
okay,
really coming out on top? And
I'll accept it. I'll accept it.
okay, I'll be quiet.
No. I'll accept it. I just think that people are realizing that entertainers and those persons
Oh, for
really
sure.
their voices can be bought is my
Yes.
point that I want to make.
Gotcha.
So
I agree.
whether, because again, all right, then let me flip it back on myself then. Fine. Maybe not 10 million to twerk on the stage for with TPUSA, but she would twerk for 3 million on somebody's stage on the Democrat Party. But then they're
Oh,
like, well,
yeah.
hold on, wait. But you're not actually for anything that I believe in. Wait, hold on, wait. You're just telling me this, but you yourself, this party, this platform, this person that you're promoting, they don't actually support anything that I actually find valuable, like family.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe again, I think what we're seeing is and hearing is they realize that their influence is being diminished. That's it. Even though I was kind of being a little bit,
I agree.
yeah. Okay, let's go.
Going to hurt your feelings and it's going to disappoint you. And you have to know that, like, there's money behind everything. There are privileges behind every move people in these positions make. And I'm not surprised.
Lizzo is saying, listen, a lot of these people are going to be saying a lot in the Trump administration's campaign. A lot of these people are going to split. And it's not going to be just Nicki. And, I already don't have a problem with Nicki. It doesn't really matter what I have to say. But people will do stuff for money and, they'll go ahead and flip. Okay? That's her position there. So basically, people are bought and sold. They can basically be paid to go against the truth or go against morality. And you know what? I don't disagree. People get bought all the time. We see it, especially right now in college football. Coaches.
Okay, before he goes in, because he does a good job explaining this. He likes to bring in sports analogies, but I want to just bring in this point that was made right here. I think outside of the Republican, GOP, conservative talking points and stand on stage tonight, Nicki Minaj has been very vocal. I can't find a left-leaning person that cares in one monicum as much about. I'll just say I don't think I know many right-leaning people that care one monicum as much about the persecuted church in Nigeria as Nicki Minaj.
Mm-hmm.
You don't like her twerking? Okay, fine. Neither do I. You don't like some of the stuff she does? Okay, neither do I. You cannot deny the fact that she's put herself out there as a voice for the voiceless
Mm-hmm.
and dealing with the genocide that's going on in Nigeria. You just can't beat that. You're not going to be able to. You're not going to be able to get around that. And that was before she even stepped on the stage. I mean, she was at the UN last month.
Yeah, that's kind of what led up to all of this. Her continuous speaking out, and then one of our ambassadors reached out, and then that's how she went to the UN, and then from there, I think that's when her and JD Vance kind of formed a little, relationship,
Mhm.
somewhat, or and yeah, and I think that's what what led to her TPUSA surprise.
Right. So I'm like, sure, maybe you don't like her conservative leaning stance, but you can't show me somebody on the left that cares about
Right.
the murder of Nigerian Christians more than Nicki Minaj.
And that's why I think they're mad. They're mad because it's righteous.
Right.
That's what they're mad. They're mad because these people hate God. They hate there is no way you could see, how do you get mad at somebody saying, you know, these people persecuting these innocent people, like they're not doing anything to anybody. They're being persecuted simply by what, even us Christians, we would not recommend, we would not be happy about Muslims being persecuted just because we would not rejoice in that. But these people can't say, you know what, good on you, Nicki. You know what, that I can rock with you for that. They can't even bring their lips to form those words because they hate goodness. They hate the Lord, and they don't have any problem. You know, the left is, you know, they never claim to have morality. They use, you know, for Christian conservatives, they use the morality that we say we possess against us. They try to, but they never claim to stand on any morality. You know, so they feel like that they can say and do whatever they please because they're not the ones who've ever claimed to have some standard of morality. And so when they make this, they tell us all the time how they really feel. They don't hide it. They're like, yep, we're going to have free abortion right at the DNC. Roll the trucks up. We'll get them in and we'll get them out.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
That is crazy work.
That is insanity. It is the grace of God, which we didn't deserve to have Donald Trump in the White House, because God forbid if we would have had Kamala Harris. That type of spiritual, that demonic spirit, that's what I think it is, over a nation would have been diabolical. So thank God we got mercy.
All right, let's keep this going.
I mean, the coaching carousel was crazy last year. We've seen people, sign contracts. We saw what happened with Lane Kiffin, and people would do anything a lot of times for money and opportunity. Okay, but here's the situation though, Lizzo. You forgot to leave out one thing.
Okay, so Kamala Harris is $20 million in debt because she paid the celebrities how much money? She paid Beyonce, who was literally on stage for 5 minutes? She paid her $10 million. She paid Megan Thee Stallion $5 million. She paid Lizzo $3.5 million.
Hold on, Lizzo. You forgot to mention that part. She didn't mention that when she was trying to call out Nicki Minaj, saying Nicki Minaj got paid. She didn't call that part out. That's what I wanted you to hear. Like, oh, we can call out other people. And she's just saying that she got paid. There's no proof or evidence. We have the proof and evidence that Lizzo got 3.5. We know that.
Wow.
So you just theorize and hypothesize. What if Nicki Minaj didn't get paid at all?
And she
got paid
I
nothing.
don't believe she did.
I don't know if she did, but I'm just saying. But again, you're making it sound like you know for a fact. We know for a fact you did, Lizzo. So maybe, just maybe, you should be a little bit quiet.
That's crazy work.
I told you. It's gonna get more crazy.
She paid Eminem $1.8 million. She paid Oprah $1 million. And the funniest thing about Oprah is someone caught her caught her walking to her car, and they asked her what she felt about the election, and she's like, I don't want to talk about the election. And then they apparently asked her, like, did she get paid for it? And she said, I did not get paid. How about, secret sleuths find FEC documents? I guess they have to document when they're getting money, I guess tax write-offs and things like that. And there's a document that shows that her production company got 2 installments of $500,000 each.
That's right, Lizzo. During the Kamala Harris campaign, you forgot to mention that the last 3 campaigns that Donald Trump was in, Democrats outspent Republicans. In fact, Kamala Harris raised more money than I think anybody ever did and still lost. And not only did she raise more money, she ended up going into debt, all right? She went into debt. She paid all of these people, including you, to basically come out and push the things that, what we saw the American public didn't like. A lot of the trans and LGBTQ issues. I'm not saying Americans don't like that, but that's definitely what we saw. The migrant crisis, that's definitely what we saw. People didn't want to do with that. And then in every swing state, whether it was North Carolina, whether it was Pennsylvania, whether it was Michigan, whether it was Arizona, whether it was Georgia, all swing states went to Trump. And now you don't want to talk about why those swing states went to Trump. And the reason why the swing states went to Trump, and he won the election, it wasn't really so close as we thought. Even Iowa, she lost, okay? It's because of what Democrats did in the 4 years before, okay? That's why. The Democrats were seen, our Democratic leadership was seen as unstable, bringing in illegal migrants into the country. And then you had celebrities that they paid that didn't care about those agendas. What really messed it up for Nicki Minaj was the whole disinformation, according to her, from COVID. You had people who were already disgruntled with, the Biden administration as it was. But now you're acting like, the right is the only people that are paying. No, the right is just doing the same thing that the Democrats have been doing all the time, which is, okay, we are now going to compete for the black community. We are now.
Oh, he's about to break it down. I thought it was really good, so I'm gonna give him a second. What do you think about that, right?
I think he's cooking.
I think it is very interesting because he's going to get into now the right, conservatives, GOP, realizes that they have to compete for the black vote. They can't just, they're no longer just going to assume the black vote is, the Democrats have it locked up.
Yeah.
So now the Democrats are going to have to do the exact same thing. And they're going to have to compete. Now, sure, they can throw money at the problem, or they can actually provide solutions. And I think this is where the rising tide lifts all ships and really helps everybody if we start holding them accountable to this. So let me let him finish up, though, because I thought it was great.
Going to compete for the urban vote. Before, they wouldn't do that. Before, they would just keep it with whites. They would keep it with some Hispanics, the Florida community with Cubans. But now their recruiting strategy is changing. The right has finally changed its recruiting strategy. It's no different than Paul Bear Bryant at Alabama in the 70s, getting smoked by USC and all the schools that had black players. He said, listen, I got to get speed too. So he started recruiting. Same thing with the Ohio States and the Michigans. They were like, look, we can't just recruit Midwest kids. We got to go recruit Florida. We got to go recruit Georgia. We got to go recruit California. All right. Now, Republicans are doing the same thing and you don't like it. But here is what makes your position worse.
Don't do that again, Ricky Smiley. Don't you get on your radio show and cry for Kamala. Don't you do that, my brother.
If you're not familiar, this is Umar Johnson, the Prince of Scam Africanism.
Man.
He is forever scamming. He's a forever scammer. Maybe I need to bring you on. We can talk about Umar. He is forever scamming.
I find that suspicious.
Oh wait, hold on. I got some. Hold on. All right. So I think I'm gonna bring you on next time and have you talk about it.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
So we'll have Quisha come on and we'll talk about Umar and the Prince of Scam Africanism. But he allegedly was offered 10 grand to interview Kamala Harris. Allegedly. He allegedly turned it down, but said he would do it for free, but he wanted certain stipulation. They never did it. But he has been vocal in calling out the Bliggity Blacks.
Yeah.
So I will give him credit when he does the right thing, calling out the Bliggity Blacks about how they responded to Kamala's loss. Because, Ricky Smiley was on the air crying like, he lost his grandmama or something.
Yeah.
Which is crazy work. Let me back this up again. Let Umar cook.
Position worse.
Don't do that again, Ricky Smiley. Don't you get on your radio show and cry for Kamala. Don't you do that, my brother. If you want to cry for Kabama Harris, you do that in the privacy of your house. But if we're going to be honest, Steve Harvey and Ricky Smiley, and I love you both, no hate to my big brothers. But if we're going to be honest, Ricky Smiley and Steve Harvey, y'all only carried on because y'all got paid to carry on. Can we please be honest?
This is Dr. Umar Johnson. Remember when Ricky Smiley was crying on the radio for y'all not wanting to support Kamala Harris? Remember that? Dr. Umar Johnson came out and bashed Steve Harvey, came out and bashed Ricky Smiley and said, listen, you guys are only saying that because of what? Because you're getting paid to say it, right? Like, you guys are not even being ethical to your own community. You're only saying this because you're getting paid to say it. But wait, there's more.
Kamala Harris and the Democratic plantation is paying you celebrities, paying you to shame black people into voting. Y'all know we not going to get nothing out of that vote. Y'all know we not going to get nothing out of that vote. Y'all know we not going to get nothing out of the vote, but they being paid, y'all being bought. They offer me $10K for an interview with Kamala Harris. I don't want your money, but we can definitely do the interview. They offer me $10K for an interview with Kamala Harris. Yes, we can do the interview. Keep your damn money. King Kong consciousness ain't for sale. I'm one of the real ones.
So wait a minute.
I don't know about him being a real one. I don't know about him being a real. I know he wish he had that 10K now.
Okay.
He in a class action lawsuit now, but I know he wish he had that money. One of the problems I think, though, and somebody said right here, I think is interesting. People who and fill me in. Let me know if you think this is true. Conservatives are conservative whether they are paid to be conservative, encouraged to be conservative, or not? Is that a fair statement? Where you feel like that is right? Like, do I need to pay you to be conservative, Quisha?
No, I mean, we see the thing is, like, the whole ideology, we start from a different premise of our worldview. That's why I was saying earlier, like, we see the world differently. Like, these people really, their ideology, their worldview is, they are truly, they believe this leftist garbage. They actually believe they're like conspiracy theorists. I was thinking about this the other day. I'm like, the trans thing, all of this, it's like, it's a conspiracy that has gone way too far because none of this stuff is true, but they believe it.
Okay.
Lizzo, none of these people, they would never come out against, the trans or, they would never stand up for what's right because they truly believe it. So for a conservative, you can't pay for us because our worldview stems from something greater than us, typically, for the most part. And so we just have a whole different, we see the world totally different. It's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? It's just hard. No, you can't pay a conservative to be conservative. Not someone that actually believes it,
Right.
because it goes along with your values, and those values don't, it just don't go together.
No, I totally get you, and I agree with you. I guess I was wondering the idea, like, let's use Nicki Minaj.
Mhm.
Is it easier to pay somebody to be a conservative? Let's say Nicki Minaj was paid to be a conservative, or to pay her to be a liberal. Which one would be easier to do?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, for sure. Definitely easier to be paid to be a liberal.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
But it's like, I don't know, but when you decide to engage in that behavior, that's not, it's like paying to be a liberal. It's like it's kind of like I'm paying you to do what you would do
for free.
Because like the fact that you would even engage in that is already, something's wrong with that. Do you know what I'm saying? That's how I see it.
No, I don't think that's wrong. I don't think I'm just wondering when we're hearing these people say, oh, well, she was paid, blah, blah, blah. Well, and y'all are paid too, though.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, you actually hear it tacitly in what Umar Johnson is saying here. We're not getting nothing from those votes. Like, there's something you got to get from it. Not like America will be better because of it.
Right.
I don't need a vote. But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, to the point that you're making, I do believe that we see this situation completely different. And I was joking during the election, like, I want these magnum cum laude gas prices to go down. I need them academic probation gas prices, right?
Okay.
I need to, nobody been complaining about eggs lately, but hey, I want them eggs to be reasonably priced. And I don't want them only reasonably priced for Black people.
Right.
I don't want them only reasonably priced for brown people. I want everybody to be able to go get some eggs,
right,
get them a gallon of gas, and be able to still have $1 left over, at least. So because I think everybody benefits. But
Mhm.
this mindset of we only do things for that will benefit a particular people group,
Mhm.
that's foreign to the conservative mindset. You don't hear
Right.
us saying that.
Yeah.
You don't hear us saying that. Now, does that mean it never happens? No.
And
But you
that's
don't hear.
why, sorry, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
But that's why it's hard for, and I've seen this with Blacks coming into the Republican Party, like many of them, or some of
Mhm.
them sometimes want to keep that for Black kind of, for
Right.
Blacks only kind of mentality. And it doesn't work well over here.
It doesn't
And those will be
translate.
the same people that you will see complaining about, oh, and they didn't take up my policy, or they didn't take up this, or they didn't donate to my Blacks only, whatever. It's like, yeah, because that's not, we don't operate like that.
You
And so they
bring
try
the
to
wrong.
bring those things
Yeah.
over. And it's just like, it's a totally different, it's a different mindset.
I agree. Let's get done with O'Shea over here.
In it, he even uses his own anecdotal evidence. He said, I was approached by Kamala Harris. And we know this is true because we would think it's true because Kai Cenat talked about the same thing. Streamers talked about the same thing. They were going after anybody that had a young audience. And a lot of folks didn't want to get into politics, okay? Now, that was a lowball number for somebody with the organic reach of Dr. Umar Johnson, but hey, we'll deal with it. But that's exactly what was going on. You guys were willing to spend money. And now what is occurring is, all of a sudden these guys are fake. Let me tell you this. We saw how fake it was when Snoop Dogg made his F Donald Trump song. And then he said, look, any of y'all going to the election party or celebration party with Donald Trump, y'all are bees. Only when he comes in 2025 as a president, guess who's there DJing? Snoop Dogg. All right. So here's what happens. And if you guys don't understand it, let me put it out to you clear. Whoever.
Sorry about that. Okay. He's about to make it pretty plain. And I think he makes a great summary of what he said so far. I do think like we have to look at people like Snoop Dogg. I think is a perfect example of. I mean, he's been all over the dial. He's been all over the dial, and even Ice Cube, same thing. They've been all over the dial, man. And they they understand what side their bread is buttered on. That's just the truth of the matter.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at them. I think it's sad, unfortunate that they don't actually believe these things and they are just going after wherever the money is. But yeah. What do you go ahead?
Well, I don't. Okay, I think for me, I draw a line between Republican and like Christian conservative, or even conservative, because I think they're different. You can vote Republican. I want the tax breaks. I like the traditions. I don't, maybe you are pro choice or whatever. Like maybe you're like, that's a, but it doesn't mean that you are a Christian. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people are trying to say, because you vote Republican, then that automatically makes you a Christian. It doesn't make you a Christian because you vote for the Republican Party. And, but at the same time, I think Republicans need to pump the brakes when new names or popular people are coming over to the Republican Party just to vote, and they happen to be popular. We're like, come on in. Oh, yay, we have a new person that's on our team. I think we need to pump the brakes and just, for instance, I did not think it was appropriate, that it was right, or that it was good for Amber Rose to speak on the Republican Party stage at the RNC. Now,
let me give you an air horn. Hold on, let me give you the air horn. Let me get you the air horn because I agree with you. I agree 100%. I thought it was super inappropriate. I can't find my air horn. It's right here. I agree.
No, because it was like, that is the party, the political apparatus that gets out the vote, that gets people to the polls, does all the political stuff to help pass policy, all that. That is the official structure of the Republican Party. You cannot, this is where, for people who don't know, this is where our policy agendas get set. It's more than just the big night, the stage stuff. They're actually setting policy. If you guys
Correct.
don't know, like Donald Trump changed the platform of the Republican Party. So these are important Republican events that
Correct.
trickle down from the national all the way to our local Republican executive committees. And if you're not a part of yours, you need to be, because that's
Okay.
where it goes down. So having her speak on a platform that was official, to me, it made it seem like this is what we are now all about, because that's where the Republicans go to do business. Now, if she wanted to be on a Turning Point stage, or if she wanted to be on something else, fine, but not on the official Republican, no, because it mixes up too much. It confuses people.
Right. I agree. No,
yeah.
I agree. But there's been a need for people to pump the brakes, whether it be in the conservative space or even in the Christian space. Okay, just because somebody says they're Christian,
Hello.
just because somebody says they're conservative, that does not mean that next Tuesday they need to be. Now, some people have corrected me, and I didn't think that. I was saying earlier that Nicki Minaj was not a Christian. And a lot of people corrected me that she's made a profession of faith, a public declaration of faith. I said, okay, well, we'll see in 5 years. As I always say, all we need to do is just see in 5 years.
Yeah.
Just like Kanye West. Y'all know how that worked out.
Yeah.
So, but I do think there needs to be a pumping of the brakes. Like, hey, you don't need to be on the national stage, but you can campaign in your local state. You can make your voice heard in your local elections. I do think that that's perfectly fine. But again, to agree with you, I didn't think that she needed to be on the public stage. Now, let's go to Turning Point USA. Keep in mind, Turning Point USA is not the GOP. It is a stone.
It's a nonprofit.
It's a plank in the GOP platform at best. I think that's fair to say. A cog in the machine. So I think that's different. Nicki Minaj speaking at Turning Point, talking about things that she's passionate about is different than if Nicki Minaj was at the next GOP primary.
And let me just add really quick. A nonprofit cannot, by its nature, be political. That's why they have Turning Point Action. That is that's the political arm. That's where they can endorse candidates. That's where they can talk about Republican policies. But even though we know Turning Point is a conservative organization, they can't do official and I'm saying this to people who don't really understand the difference, because that is an important difference. It can't be overtly political in the first place. So that would be the more appropriate place for somebody who's kind of just trying to figure this out, for them to speak, because that's where these conversations should be had.
I like it. Good catch. Thank you so much. All right, let's finish up with O'Shea. And maybe we'll bring Crystal Beyond Labels on. Let's see.
Whoever is in power, folks come after you. Let me talk about the football coaching things that we've seen. Most of the coaches, if you look at them right now, have an interesting story. You look at Kurt Cignetti. I mean, the guy has one of the most remarkable stories I've ever seen in my life. Alabama assistant with Nick Saban. I believe he was the wide receivers coaches, one of the coaches. They win the national championship. He wants to be a head coach himself. What does he do? He takes a head coaching job at the Indiana University of Pennsylvania. Team had never won. There for 5 years, they win. He goes from there, Elon, okay? Elon University does the same thing. He goes from Elon University to James Madison. James Madison wins. They go to, from FCS to FBS, they win. Goes to Indiana, okay? And so those other people didn't want him, and now he's undeniable. So they changed their mind. What happened is the world did not want the right. They didn't want Donald Trump, okay? But the reality is that the world is changing. It's not 2015 anymore. And so certain things that have been going on is people hate it so much. And now the guy that you didn't want is in power, and the right is in power. And so now you have Nick Fuentes, a guy who was in the dumpster just 3 years ago. He is now being on the New York Times. He's undeniable now. A lot of these racist whites are undeniable now. And so now the money is now flowing toward the way of the alt-right or some of the people.
I got to stop for a second. I disagree with him on this point.
Yeah, that's not true.
Yeah, that's not true. I feel like he's doing a big, I guess maybe he getting to the end of the show, getting end of the video, watching the shot clock. He's broad brushing everybody. I'm sorry. There were better examples than what he used. No, those are not good examples.
Yeah, that's not true.
On the central right, okay? Because their commentary matters. It used to be in 2015, if you were a black person on the right, I mean, you were getting buku opportunities. I mean, look at like Brandon Tatum and Candace Owens. Now, they are, except for Candace, most of them are like second-class citizens now because you got the whites to say that now. You don't even need to be a black person talking about black fatigue anymore. You don't need to do that. The whites will do it. The whites do it better now. So that's the opportunity. So Nicki Minaj sees the play. She's like, listen, it's too many of y'all on the left anyway. I'm just a cog here. Let me go write my own name and file my own path. That's the same thing that Kurt Signetti did. It's the same thing Lane Kiffin did. Once he got fired from USC, he went and eventually rebuilt his career over Alabama as an offensive coordinator. Got fired from there. Well, he actually was going to take the job at Florida Atlantic University. Went to FAU, won there. Went to Ole Miss, won there. Went to LSU. Basically, that's what Donald Trump did. He found a way to get back on top. Now the whole world follows him. The country is kind of following him. The right is following him. Even though you got your discrepancies between the Jewish ones and the other ones, they're following him. And that's where the money is right now. And a lot of you guys are mad about that, but it's okay. You'll be okay. You'll be fine. And a lot of other people are going to be doing that because that's what y'all are doing. Republicans are recruiting the hip hop community and they're figuring out how to do it. They're figuring out how to do it. They're figuring out how to get in. And Nicki Minaj is the first crack. It's the first crack in the surface. That's the first crack. With more to come, might I add. It's not done yet. There is more to come. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, Shitty Jackson, back at it again, the episode of The Celebrity Drunk. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell.
All right. All right. Give it to me. What you got, Crystal?
Oh,
what you got, Quisha? I was telling Crystal to jump in.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
You don't just, it's not that the blacks have been pushed aside. Those of us that have been in Republican politics. Many times, many of us, we just don't want to do things that way. It's just not right. There's a lot more in politics than what people really know. There is a lot that goes in behind the scenes. Money is not endless in the Republican Party. Okay. Like you can't just, we're going to buy this person and buy this. There's a lot of other things that have to be done
right, for sure.
when it comes to getting people to, you would be surprised. It takes a lot to get a candidate across the finish line. Have you ever worked a campaign? Okay. Well, it is a lot of work. So many people in politics, Democrats and Republicans, you do a lot of the grassroots stuff for free. You do a lot of stuff for free. I did a lot of volunteering before I ever got paid a dime in this industry. But it's a labor of love. It's just, he just doesn't know the ins and outs. And so it's just so easy to say, oh yeah, they're just going to pay people. They're just going to pay them, the big names and stuff like that. On the conservative side, it don't work like that because there are a lot of Christians, legitimate Christians, who have a lot to say, who will be quick to call somebody with a lot of power and say, what the heck is going on? I will pull my money. This is if these politicians start going in a direction that the party itself does not like, you best believe they will be making phone calls because it is more than just a name.
Right.
Like it is about these things. They think about down the ballot. If your name is associated with somebody else, what is that going to look like voting down? It's so many other things to consider when you are bringing somebody on to. That's why we didn't hear much about Amber Rose. Okay, she did her little thing, and then it was like we haven't heard anything since.
That's a good point. Yeah,
I bet you they would. Hey,
Somebody called and said, "Don't."
what? Because it just don't work like that. Like people have donated. They are donating because of specific values.
I like it.
Specific. And when they see people start to deviate from that, they're like, I don't want to support this. And they have a right to do that. Same thing
I
that
got
happened
you.
with Charlie Kirk with TPUSA. When
Right.
he's kept platforming Tucker, bringing him on, and he's like, oh, I mean, listen, I love Charlie Kirk, but Charlie Kirk was a man just like,
Yes.
he's a human being, made mistakes, and he was young. So him saying like, oh, well, nobody's gonna tell me what to do, I'm still gonna bring him. Okay, well then your organization is gonna lose this $2 million. That happens all the time. It's nothing crazy. People don't have the right to tell you. People don't have to donate their money to you.
They
They don't have to
No.
do it. When you deviate from the plan, they don't have to support you. So it's just
Wow.
he tries to simplify it a bit too much. It's a
I
lot
agree.
more that goes into these things.
No, absolutely. But you know what else is not super simple?
What's that?
But it is super simple. Bringing Crystal Beyond Labels up in here.
Hi,
What's going on, friend?
Crystal.
You're muted.
Hey, Keisha. Hey, Taylor. How
Hi.
are
Merry
you?
Christmas.
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas to you
Merry
too.
Christmas.
Thank you.
How's it going, friend? How are you?
Good. Enjoying this break.
I
You
know.
know,
You enjoying this hot weather here in Atlanta?
I told my daddy when he leaves later on, he's gonna take the hot weather back with him. He brought it from Florida.
Okay.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah,
I'm
and it's
gonna, you
warm.
know
You
what?
see me, I'm
Before
in.
before I bring you on, I'm gonna show y'all something that's super disrespectful. Atlanta is this uber disrespectful, y'all. The literal city is disrespectful. I told y'all before, usually we have like these pop-up ice rinks during the winter and such
Mhm.
like that. I want y'all to see, let me let y'all know, it's been better than 60 degrees every day this week. It's been crazy. You are much more prone to hear lawnmowers than sleigh bells, right? For Christmas. It's crazy. So let me show you, let me show you that pop-up ice rink.
She's bitterness. Aw, you
It's
love her.
melting.
Guys,
They out
this is
here.
not ice. This is water. Straight water.
They out here.
Wow.
They out here trying to be like Jesus, skating on water.
One person falls. Not one. That is
That's so
hilarious.
crazy.
That's so
You
disrespectful.
can't stop kids. It's like
No.
listen, we coming out here empty way and
That is
we gonna be
hilarious.
slipping and sliding.
But yeah, man, our weather is out of control, man. Like, look.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, how you doing, Crystal?
I'm
Were
good.
you
How
out
are
there?
you?
Good. Were you out there skating?
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely
Okay.
not.
Okay. Just want to make sure. All right. What you think about Nicki Minaj? What you got? What's your thoughts?
I love that Nicki has come out. The one thing I've noticed about Nicki, I'm not saying that she's a bona fide Christian. I'm not going to say
Hmm.
she's a bona fide Christian, but I see that she has the tendencies of a Christian. And I've been
Okay.
noticing that about her. She's really trying to, as I keep telling people, what she did, honestly, was something that it took a lot of bravery
Ain't
because
that true?
to come out against your own industry,
Mhm.
literally your own industry,
Right.
and basically say you're standing up for Christians in Nigeria. She's standing for Christians. She's standing up for Israel. She says she doesn't care if people don't like what
Mhm.
she's saying. She'd rather stand for the truth. And I appreciate that. And to me, it's like little seeds of God working on her.
Hmm.
Not saying that she's there all the way. And like, she did do her profession of faith at TPUSA. She did do
Right.
that.
Yeah. It
Okay.
And
was. She did.
she did. So, I mean, all I can do, and that's what I keep telling everybody, just pray for her.
Mhm.
Pray that she continues to get that kind of, God keeps working on her
For
because
sure.
clearly she's open. She's
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
open. So,
I forgot too. When I think it was an academics clip when he mentioned COVID, she was very outspoken about that COVID stuff. She was not with it, and I remember back in the day, I was trying to think when we were talking about this. I feel like I remember her talking about her faith like as a, now, but I didn't pay much attention because then it was like all this Roman stuff and she
Mhm.
growling
Yep, I
and all
remember
in the
that.
mic. Like I'm like, okay, girl, I don't know what you're
He said growling.
talking about. But I'm just
I
saying, like
remember.
I do remember, I feel like I remember something
Yes, Keisha.
and some
Yeah.
seeds, you know, you could tell
Mhm.
that there might have been some seeds scattered, you know, and maybe this is a watering moment for her, or maybe this is, you know, God bringing the harvest. Whatever it is, you know, it will bear itself out and we will see. I just think as conservatives, when we're talking about bringing people on, just give her some grace because I
Mhm.
see people. Do y'all remember the girl, the former adult content maker, Nala somebody?
Yes.
Yeah, I know
Okay,
what you're
Mhm.
so
talking about.
she came out, they were brutal to her.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
she's still married, professing
She
her
married.
faith. She
Mhm.
ain't moved. She said it's been tough, but she's still there. And I'm like, okay, all right. She's not, you know, doing any of those things. They were all of those accusations turned out to be
Yeah.
false. You know, so
Mhm.
I just think, you know, let's just see. But be kind. Give
Yes.
her grace. Like I don't be out here, you know, dogging her and just, you know, being unchristlike because we want to provoke people to be like, oh wow, like what is that hope that they have over there? Like, why? Oh, like, okay, this is real. We are really displaying a Christian way to, you know, welcome her into the kingdom and not being like just so harsh. That's what I was saying when I said in the beginning. Like, I feel like when I was in the industry and people would have been like, you're going to hell. I don't know what that would
Mhm.
have done to me because I was already beating myself up. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
I was
right.
I
already
agree.
struggling within myself. So I don't know. Just be nice, be
I agree
kind.
with you. I agree with you, Keisha, because I try to tell my viewers. I said when I finally got saved,
Mm-hmm.
the hardest thing was the people who know my old life and they wanted to keep attacking me and attacking me and attacking me. And I'm trying to make baby steps forward. And y'all are supposed to be Christians. Why y'all keep attacking me? Like, y'all should be
Yeah.
encouraging and uplifting. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you still have discernment so that if for some reason you see the person switch out and start going back the other way, at least you know you're praying for them to keep moving forward the right
Yeah.
way. But a lot of people were just so they just attacked, and I'm like, y'all
Yeah.
don't understand. The world does a better job of embracing you
Embracing you. Yep.
than Christians, because Christians will be quick to attack. And I just look at Nikki right now. She's being, I mean, dragged
Oh yeah.
on the left, dragged by her industry.
Mm-hmm.
So as Christians, we just need to be, hey, we don't know where you're going with this, but we're going to keep praying for you, girl. We're going to pray for you.
Yeah.
And we thank you for being one of the lone voices in your industry that
Mm-hmm.
actually stood up and talked about what's happening to the Christians in Nigeria, because
Yeah.
nobody else want to talk about it. No one
And
cares.
got something done. Like Trump on Christmas was like, yeah, we pulled up on the night.
Now we pulled up on them.
What was said?
Yep.
Huh? Oh, that's what
Yep.
I thought. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Exactly.
Like I was here
Exactly.
for it. I'm like, and that's what I voted for. Thank you very
I
much.
don't. I
Exactly.
don't think he said Trump rolled up on him, pulled up on him, but.
I have to translate it to Keisha. Keisha need to
Mhm.
Oh, you had to translate it. I
I
got you.
like that. Mhm.
I got you. I got you.
He
All
said
right.
he said, boom, guess who stepped in the room? That's what he said. Guess who stepped.
exactly.
Wow. I mean, they pulled up on him. That's true. I love it. I love
Oh
it.
my gosh.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
Somebody in the comments, Trump was like, Merry Christmas to everyone, even the terrorists.
He
Yep.
said, "Merry
Like,
Christmas. You keep the change, you filthy animals." There you go.
exactly.
See?
Yeah, tell
Exactly.
them keep the change.
I'm here for it.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I can't argue with you. I
You
can't.
know, when God will use whom he chooses.
Whoever he
Exactly.
chooses, right?
You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, how did these people, you know, she actually got something done. That
Hmm.
is a big deal
It is.
by her opening her mouth and
Mm-hmm.
saying what she said, coming righteously. That was a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we can say what we want to say, and I'm just thinking about this now, but God, I am sure God is like, well
He's
done.
pleased. He's
Yes,
pleased.
he is
Exactly.
pleased. He
Let me
is pleased because that, like you said, that was hard to do. That took a lot of courage, and God, he honors courage.
let me just pull it. Let me bring it around the block. I don't see any for the people that are mad that Nicki Minaj is getting shine for speaking on Nigeria. Where are y'all? Like, why are you not concerned? Y'all worrying about people in Gaza, but you're
Exactly.
not worrying about Christians in Nigeria. And to watch people that look more like the Nigerians in their phenotype than the Gazans in the Middle East in their phenotype, but you don't bat an eye, you don't raise your voice at all. I'm just wondering, like, why does it take somebody like this, and then you have to open up your mouth and be mad about it? Because what? Because she was concerned about people. I thought y'all were concerned about innocent lives. Are you trying to tell me? I've had Frank from the Nigerian perspective on the show. There are Nigerian babies that are being hurt and injured and killed, as well as adults. So y'all want to get all in your feels about, Gazan children in snowstorms and stuff like that on Twitter. Then what about this one here? Why are you not equally as upset or equally excited about the fact that lives have been saved? Because you're the party of death. That's why you don't care. Because you're the party of death.
Exactly. It's fake. It's fake and gay, if I must say so.
That part.
And it's phony. These people don't bit more care about the Palestinians than they do the babies, the preborn babies now.
Down the street.
They lie. They just lie. The
Lie.
truth ain't in them.
No, but they'll find the energy to argue about they won't have anything to say about what's happening in Nigeria, in Sudan, and all these other places.
Yeah.
But they definitely want to defend the Somalians that are doing what they're doing in Minnesota. They'll defend
Right.
that.
Crazy word.
Which is
I don't even
crazy.
understand it.
So
Very, very wild. All right. Let's see. I think that's all I have for y'all.
Okay. My husband's taking me out on a date, so.
Oh, that's why you dress like a supermodel.
yes,
Okay.
right? She looks so
Okay.
good.
Hello.
Yes, Quisha, work it.
Okay.
Yes. So I have to bid you fine folk adieu because my man is calling. Okay.
Get out of
I'm
here.
right there with you because this is the first day that the family has gone home. So it's the first day to.
Mm. Where are you from? Do I hear an accent?
My family is originally from Trinidad and
Oh,
Tobago. Mm-hmm.
That's where Nikki's from, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh,
So
now
that's your
y'all see.
people's for real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's your folks.
And she was raised in Queens like me.
Wait.
Wow.
Oh, okay. I lived in the Bronx. I lived in the
Yeah.
Bronx for a little bit.
I was
Okay.
Jamaica Queens near Jamaica Avenue. That's where I grew up. Mm-hmm.
That's what's up. Yeah, we got to have a bit more coffee. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Sorry, Jason. Sorry.
Y'all know how I feel about y'all Northerners. So y'all just going and
Oh, Jay.
you know how I feel about y'all Northerners.
Yes,
All right, Keisha,
love
get
us.
out of here. I don't want your husband mad at us. Thank you
Yes.
for
Bye, you guys.
hanging
I'll
out.
text you later. Bye, Crystal. Bye.
Take care, Keisha.
Bye.
Bye, girl.
Chad. Mhm.
All right. Crystal,
Yes,
you had a good Christmas?
I did. I really,
I
really
love it.
did.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
We forgot to open gifts, and we didn't open gifts until like almost 8 o'clock at night.
Oh, okay. All right. Is that where
That-
my gift is? I need to come
yeah.
get mine?
Mhm.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. I'm on my way. We on our way. Well, thank you, friend. I appreciate it. Real quick, make sure everybody knows your channel. If the mods can real quick. We got Crystal Beyond Labels. Can you tell us a little bit about your channel? Make sure everybody knows why they coming over there, running over there, check out what you're doing.
Yes, everyone. I'm Crystal Beyond Labels. I have the Crystal Beyond Labels podcast. We do Bible studies, but most of our conversation, we live on understanding everything that's going on in this world from a biblical worldview that is very relatable to each and every one of you so that you know the right decisions that you're supposed to be making and how to honor God in what you're doing.
Well, thank you, friend. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm having a mega live stream tomorrow. You gonna fall through?
I'll pull up. Mm-hmm.
All right. Now we will be having a segment of unpopular opinions.
Okay.
So based on supers, we will have unpopular opinions.
Okay.
And so I'm just saying, if a super drops while you're on the screen, you might have to give an unpopular opinion.
Oh, I have plenty of those.
I know you do. I know. I just want you to be warned ahead of time. Just want you to know ahead of time what to expect. Did we not drop your link? Here's her link right here in the chat. Oh, you know what? Keisha's live stream is showing up, is still on, and you can look up Crystal Beyond Labels because I can't put it directly in her chat. But hopefully you can see it right here, and just make sure you look up Crystal Beyond Labels, and you'll find it from there.
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, young lady, please enjoy your wonderful evening.
Thank
I'm
you.
going to
You
figure out
too.
I'm going to go figure out what the Dangerous crew is doing.
Yes.
And I think I heard my wife come home, so we'll see what happens. But young lady, I will see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
All right,
Bye,
girl. Be good.
everyone. Bye.
Take care. Take care. All right. Shout out to my guests. We had Quisha on. We had Crystal on. Just chopping it up. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with us. I just wanted to have a good little check-in real quick. What is this here? Wait. Oh, gosh. Hold on. I just appreciate it. I just wanted to talk about that with Quisha, and I'm glad that Crystal was able also to swing by. What are you sending me, Amethyst Angel? What are you sending me? Okay, I don't have anything in the email. You said check my Gmail? Oh, gosh. Okay, hold on one second. This is how you know this is a real show. This is a live show because we're doing this on the spur. All right, what we got here? Oh, I didn't read this. Okay, so apparently the Donald Trump dropped a note about his here we go. Did you send it in and group me? I got you. I got it. Let me pull it in real quick. So apparently he dropped a note about the bomb strike in Nigeria, and it did not download. Darn it. Why is it not open? Okay, let me just pull it in like this. Just do it like this. For some reason or other, it won't download. But don't worry about it. We fix the problems over here. All right. What did Donald Trump say? I didn't see this before, so now I got to look at it. All right, let's bring it in. Make it a little bit bigger, Jason. All right. Tonight, at my direction, as Commander-in-Chief, the United States launched a powerful and deadly strike against ISIS terrorist scum in northwest Nigeria, who have been targeting and viciously killing primarily innocent Christians at levels not seen in many years and even centuries. I have previously warned these terrorists that if they did not stop the slaughtering of Christians, there would be hell to pay. And tonight, there was. The Department of War executed numerous perfect strikes, as only the United States is capable of doing. Under my leadership, our country will not allow radical Islamic terrorists to prosper. May God bless our military, and Merry Christmas to all, including the dead terrorists, of which there will be many more if their slaughter of Christians continues. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States. Bruh. Dude, why are you like this, man? Trump is just, I'm sorry, this one is good. I like this one. That's, wow. That was well done. That was well done, Don. Well done. Shout out. But again, maybe you don't like it. Maybe you don't think that's the right way to handle it. What would be your solution to handle the radical Islamic genocide of Christians in Nigeria or Sudan or fill in the blanks, wherever else? I think it's interesting. So shout out to Donald Trump. I appreciate you. Somebody asked, what is the Crystal's channel? It's called Crystal Beyond Labels. Right there. There she is. And the Quisha King Show as well. Yeah, don't mess with Donald John Quavius. Don't mess with them. All right, good people. I am going to figure out what the Dangerous crew is doing because I hear them being dangerous in my kitchen. So anyway, y'all have a fantastic evening. Lord willing, we'll be back tomorrow around 6 o'clock, starting a mega live stream. I'm just going to be on until I get tired, till I pass out, fall on the floor. So we'll have a long live stream planned. I got lots of guests coming through. We're just going to celebrate. It's going to be like our end of the year episode. So looking forward to tapping in with y'all. So make sure you stop on through, hit the like button on your way out the door. Make sure if you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Hopefully I earned it. Tip your waiter on the way out the door. Green hearts as you leave out. Everybody have a great night. Grace and peace. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Jay Whip Podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, please do me a favor and hit me up with that 3-piece special. Like the video, subscribe, and of course, share it with somebody who would also enjoy this type of content. And make sure you leave a comment because I do pin the best comments to the top. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.